And my computer's really slow. There it goes, MassFX baking. It's going to really slow down. That explodes in there. That hits that. I like how those bricks fall. Oh, oh, and then that pushes that. Oh, and there it goes. I like how this tower kind of falls and falters very slowly. We're up past 100 frames. And that tower's falling, this tower's falling. Might have had up in more frames, but no. 200 frames should be good. Like this, it's just kind of toppling right over and clunk. That one's staying up there. No, don't let me fall. No. Alright. Let it catch up again. And now let's play back our animation. Explodes. And this collapses. Now bricks exploding look of course a lot different than building exploding because it's only kind of like cross and cross. However, that's just not really the point of the tutorial. I do have another tutorial coming up showing how to make it look like a bomb's going through a roof and then exploding out the windows. That one will be fun, and it probably won't be for a while till I do that tutorial, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. However, that is exploding out, pushing down, and it falls over. Kerplunk. Now, let's start setting up our self-illumination, which was going to be a really big part of this tutorial. So first what we're going to have to do is put in our daylight system. This daylight system is actually only in there to be a nothing, to make sure that it blacks out all other lights. So go under your create panel, under systems, and go daylight, drag it out. It'll pop up with a thing saying, do you want to use mental ray photographic exposure control? Click yes. It'll drag out your sun. In 2013, the mental ray is the default sky, so it'll ask if you want a mental ray sky. Click yes again. Really doesn't matter, but just click yes, because it's going to be black. So, to make sure it's black, just go under your setup panel under your daylight. So under your modify, your daylight parameters, go to setup, and 0 out the hours. So when we render it out, it should be pitch black. And we'll let it render out just to show you off that it's actually pitch black once my computer catches up with itself. I'm going to save this out because my computer's kind of bugging out. Been rendering it for a while for work, and now this is just not being nice to it. So let's find my desktop tutorials, and this will be under and the landslide. That's going to be a fun tutorial. I have to figure out how I'm going to do it under tower. This is one, and this is tower tutorial. No, I don't want a new folder. I hate when I do that. Tower tutorial. Alright. So now we will use the random selection script to put on the self-illumination materials. So first I'm going to make 2 materials. So open M to open up your material editor, and materials, mental ray, architecture and design. I'm going to double click on this so I can bring it up over here. And we'll 0 reflexivity, 0 glossiness, and under our special effects and occlusion, 32 samples with 0.5 distance, and use other colors from other materials. That is our basic previs material. Previs just means pre-visualization, I'm assuming. I've just heard from some other guy, and hopefully they're right, and I'm not stupid. But we don't know that yet. Alright, drag and drop these on, and assign it to selection. So everything now has previs material. I was supposed to get that bottom part, but I guess I didn't select it. So, there we go. And that is our materials. Next material is a self-illumination one, which we'll have to do. And it's the same, so just shift drag it over to make a new previs material. And all we're going to do is under special self-illumination and glow, turn it on, set this color to 6500. This is white. If we went down to 0, that would be more orange or red. if we went up to 14,000, that would be more blue. That's not really easy to see. Okay, well, it should be around blue. You can see a bluish tinge up there if we open this up. It's kind of a bluish tinge. 6500 though is a neutral white, so we'll have it white. Now our luminance, we want it under physical units, and we want about 25,000. CDs, I don't know what CD means, but it takes physical scale of our scene into account, and it makes it out. Since we're using inches, we need to use physical scale, and it works. Now, we're going to select some random buildings to make it look like some random things are lit up. So under Max Script, Run Script, find your randomizer script that you downloaded from the link below. If you haven't done that, go download it. Go download it now. You're running out of time. And it's called Random Select. Now, this is a nice little tool. You select as many polygons in an object, or an editable poly, or you select as many objects in a scene, and you select how much percentage of these do you want selected, and for us we want 15, and you just hit select, and it selects that amount of polygons. And if you don't like, or that amount of objects or polygons, if you don't like it, you hit refresh. And it does another selection. So select all of them. I don't want my daylight system. Should have really put that in a better place. Or my P-bomb. That really doesn't matter. And you just hit select. And there we go. I kind of like that selection. We got the middle building lit up the most with the most explosion. We got all these other ones with kind of, I don't actually like that selection. So again, select them all. Actually, we have our creation slider under here, so go under this, select bricks, and select 15% of them. And yeah, I like that one. Yeah, why not? I'll drag and drop this onto it. Assign it to the selection, of course. And there we go. We have a randomly selected bricks with lights on it. So, now I'm going to render it out and show you why it's not going to actually light up the scene. And yes, I know, why are you showing us when it doesn't light up the scene? This is stupid, blah, blah, blah. I have the same feelings a lot of times. But as a tutorial maker, it's the same. So you can see in here, it does light up themselves. However, it doesn't actually light up the scene around it. It's just themselves, and it's all black. I mean, you can piece it together, but this looks stupid. So the problem with this right now is your rendering is not actually turned on to use the final gather information from your material. So I'm going to open up my render setup. Once this wants to open up, thank you, that was very slow. And all it is under the Indirect Illumination tab. You go down to Caustics and Global Illuminations, and you just enable Global Illumination. I'm going to set the multiplier to 2, so this takes the value of the intensity that these things set up and multiplies it by 2, therefore allowing it a bit more radius. And the maximum number of photons per sample is 500 is usually pretty good for when you're just going to upload this to YouTube or whatever. Because really, when you take your pings, you set it to an AVI file or you send it to a Adobe Premiere file, it's just going to lose all quality that the Insane Beauty renders that with these higher numbers will actually solve. So now let's re-render at the scene and you'll see the difference. Whenever it feels like catching up. And it's not really lighting up the scene. That's why, because I didn't select in my materials, I didn't select under glow options, there should be illuminate the scene when using Final Gather. That is what you need to check to make sure that it's using the scene. I'm going to have to switch that back. But yes, so under your glowing material, make sure these are the options. Kelvin at 6500 is white. If you want them red, you can do that. So if you want more like an office color, so 4000 is kind of like a yellowish office color. 3200 is another office color. It's going to look really white because our physical units are up high. But see, it's office color. If you just use a unit list, it's fine. Visible, illuminate scene when using Final Gather. That's fine. But let's put this Kelvin back to 6500 so it's pure white. And now this will light up the scene. Sorry about that. It's midnight here and kind of tired. Don't know why. Let's finish this up. And there you go. It's lighting up the scene now. But it's not really lighting up the scene that much. So I'm going to go under my units right here, my physical units, and bump that back up to like 40,000. Yeah, that 40,000. Yeah, that's 40,000. Okay. And let's do that again. A lot of this is trial and error, yes. It's just what makes the scene look good. The basics is 80%, the rest is 20%, that rest 20% takes 80% of the time. Good old professors teaching stuff. And there you go, it lights up the scene a bit more. And there you have it. So what we've learned in this tutorial is how to use forces. Close out all my tools because I don't need them. How to use forces like the P-bomb to explode something with MassFX. And then we put on a self-illumination material using a random select script that is very useful for randomly selecting things to make it look like it is random because you had it random selected. And now what we're going to do is just to add a little class to it. And no, I'll wait that for another tutorial. I'm just going to put some small little field of view on it and depth of field on it, but no, that's for a later tutorial. So what we learned using dynamics with P-bomb forces, or really any forces, it just works the same way. You select the force under that rollout under your MassFX, and then we selected some random boxes, put a self-illumination material on it, and using self-illumination and global illumination and self-illumination, we have this nice little glowy effect on it that these boxes actually light up the same. So I'm going to go into my render settings and actually set up some nice render settings. First, what we're going to do is under our Common tab, go to HDTV video and 1280 by 720. It's the best one for uploading it to YouTube or something. Everyone likes HD videos. Under our Render tab, using a medium of 1/4 and 4 is pretty good for right now. My filter, I'll use Mitchell. I like it most. My soft shadows, I'll use 2 Precision. There's not really soft shadows coming from the sun because it's turned off while it's actually below us and it's nighttime, like middle of the night. So it really doesn't matter. Final gathering points, I'm going to use low because we do need a lot of final gathering points from bouncing it. And we want 2 diffuse bounces because it's self-illuminating itself and bouncing off. Now next, I'm going to go into my Common tab because we want the whole animation. Go to Active Time Segment. Save out your file. I'm going to save it under my... there. I just realized I have a lot of stuff in this folder. This is just from when I've been back home. Under... excuse me, I'm slow. Under Renders. Under Tutorial. And I just call it Frame. That's a ping file. Now, hit Render, and there you have it. So, thank you for watching another one of my videos. It is actually very fun to make, and I hope you are learning some stuff from them. If you have any new requests for my tutorials, or any new requests for what you want to see done, need help with anything, just leave a comment below on my blog, or leave a comment if you like this and it actually helps you learn. Please, just go to my blog and check out some of my other cool stuff. I will be putting previews of next tutorials on it and everything, and I hope you enjoyed. So, see you next time.